Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing today? All right. Okay. Well, today we're going to welcome to this week's online coaching, and today we're going to take a step back and learn about something outside of real estate. And the reason why I want to teach you guys this is because so many of you have been talking about this. I'm kind of surprised at how many people are having this challenge, and it's quite a universal challenge, and even the best of us still have this challenge. It's just that we look at it differently, okay? And I'm here to tell you that you might not have as big of a challenge with it as you might think. You know, you think about it from your perspective, and sometimes we don't always give ourselves as much credit as we should, you know. But today's topic is about time management, and and I can tell you this, that we all have time management challenges, regardless, you know, how good we get with it. We always want to produce more. We always want to be more efficient in what we do. Now, so before you beat yourself up too much about it, I'm telling you that it's okay. Your chances are you probably are a lot more efficient than a lot of other people. However, at the same time, I want you to realize that it's not as much of a time management problem than it is a prioritizing problem. Okay, and the reason why you feel like the reason why you feel like you need time management, it's probably because you don't have the right priorities more than anything else. However, because today's topic is time management, we are going to talk a lot about time management and what we can do better, assuming we already have the right priorities. I guess we'll talk about a little bit about priorities too. But to start out today's webinar, I want to do something. I want to do something a little bit, I guess, special and cool. And I learned this from a friend of mine, Dave Crenshaw, and he is the author of The Myth of Multitasking. Okay, Dave Crenshaw. So, like, if you go to davecrenshaw.com, you'll be able to find him. But we'll do this. We'll do this exercise because this exercise will help you realize that multitasking is not the thing to do, and it actually is hurting you more than you think. Okay, because we and I wanted to start this lesson out by doing this exercise because it's just a fun, cool exercise to do. And so here's what I want you to do. Okay, I want you to get out a sheet of paper and a pen. Got it? Let me know if you need me to hold on here. If you need me to wait for you or something. Where is my audience view? That audience. Hold on. I'm missing some stuff. Where is my attendee list? Alright, I can't find something. But anyways, trying to get my control panel to work so I can see you guys and your questions. Just with me here. For some reason, I can't find the attendee list where I can see who's on. Oh well, who cares? All right, so get out pen and a piece of paper. And I need to go find a timer. You guys got a pen and paper yet? Stopwatch. Let me go see here. I'm going to use this. Hopefully this will work. Okay. All right, that's good. I want you to write this down, okay? I want you to draw a box like this. Across it says M, and across down here is the number 1. All right. So cross like that, and a number like that. Okay. And so draw this box. You don't need to draw 2 of them right now. Just draw 1 of them right now. Okay. Just 2 rows over. Okay. And I want you to take a look at this. Multitasking is worse than a lie. Okay? And what I want you to do is I'm going to start this timer. Okay? And I'm going to start this timer. And when I start the timer, you're going to start writing. You're going to write M, and then the number 1. And then you're going to write the U and then the number 2. So for each letter in multitasking is worse than a lie, you're going to write a number. So it's going to be M1, U2, L3, and so on. Okay? And when you're done, when you finish that, I want you to pay attention to the timer, and I want you to write down how many seconds it took you. Okay? You got it? All right, just write down how many seconds it took you. Just multitasking is worse than a lie, and want to, for every character that you write here, you're going to write a number. All right, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until the last character, which is E. Okay, so you guys ready? All right, I hope so, because if not, we're starting anyways. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, is anybody not done? All right, if you're not done, then type in the question, let me know. But I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're done for now, okay? And I'm going to pause. All right, so now somebody share with me how long did it take you? How many seconds did it take you? 56 seconds, okay. Who else? 28 seconds. Eddie, you did a good job. Who else? Okay. Okay. Now, all right, 1 minute and 20 seconds. Okay. So what you just did, okay, it's called multitasking. Okay, that means that you're doing two things at the same time. Okay, that's going to let this sentence up for us to see. Oh, sorry about that. Haha. All right, Kenneth. Well, you can try now while I'm talking. Let me move this thing away so you can see the sentence. Okay. Okay. Let me. All right. So let me clear this out. Okay. So what you did is multitasking. Now this time, what I want you to do is, rather than multitasking, I want you to write out multitasking is worse than a lie first, and then write out 1 to, I believe it was 27, whatever the numbers, I think it's 27, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27, correct. All right, so I want you to write out multitasking is worse than a lie, and then once you're done, you write 1 to 27 and write down how long it took you, okay? Are you ready? Get set, go. Okay, good. Is anyone still going? Okay, all right. Chances are most of you guys are done by now, okay? All right. Well, Kara, I wanted you to write under M. I want you to write multitasking is worse than a lie, and on 1, I wanted you to write 1 to 27. But that's okay. So compare your result the second time versus your result the first time. Look at Dwayne. His first time was a minute and 20 seconds, and the second time is 41 seconds. All right, so that's like half, right? And you know, and actually more than half it seems. But you notice that the second time, what you did was you did one thing at a time. Okay, you concentrated on one task, which is multitasking is worse than a lie. And when you were done, then you did a second task. And when you concentrate on one task at a time like that, you're able to do it a whole lot faster. And chances are, if you look at your handwriting, it's a lot prettier too, okay? Because you're able to concentrate better. Because when you're multitasking, what you're doing is you're actually not doing two things at the same time. What you're doing, according to Dave, is you're switch tasking, okay? And that means is that you switch from one task to the next task and switch back. And every time you switch tasks like that, you have to rethink. You're like, wait a minute, which letter am I on? Which number am I on? You know, so you have to rethink. For example, let's say I'm doing this webinar with you, and if I'm also checking my emails, I have to I have to switch back and it's like, okay, what did I tell them? Okay, what am I supposed to say on my emails right now? Or whatever else like I'm surfing the internet, right? Every time I switch back to you, I have to remember, okay, what happened? Right? Exactly what happened? And I have to rethink about it. And so because of that switching between tasks, it distracts me, and it makes me have to refocus, have to rethink, and so that's why I would be a lot slower than if I just did one thing at a time. Okay, you don't know this, but you don't know this, but with computers doesn't do two things at the same time. Even though you have, like, I have many applications that are up right now, okay, that are open right now. And the computer doesn't do several things at the same time. It seems to us like it's doing several things, but in actuality, it's actually doing one thing, and then it switched to doing something else, and it switched back. So depending on what I'm switching on here, it switched tasks and do something else. But because it's a computer, it does it a lot faster. But at the same time, you notice that the more software that you have open on your computer at the same time, the slower your computer gets, versus if you just work on one software at a time. All right, our mind is the exact same way. Okay, and so our mind is the exact same way. All right, we should focus on one thing at a time, and this is where this is one of the core of time management that people feel like they can't get anything done. It's because throughout their days they're doing too many things at the same time. Right? You could be checking your emails, talking to sellers, trying to call sellers, browsing the internet. And you're doing all of these things. You're trying to do all of these things at the same time, and you're not totally focused. And so at the end of the day, you're like, I wonder where my time went. Okay. So this is a really big part of it. So I figure, okay, well, let me just start out today's lesson with that, just to because it's a cool exercise to do. I hope you guys like that. But I want to get to the I want to get to the even bigger core. I want to get to the even bigger core of time management that is even more important than the multitasking or the switch tasking, okay? And it's about vision, all right? Because without this vision, you're not going to be able to have the correct priorities, and without having the correct priorities, therefore you're doing all kinds of stuff, without you're doing all kinds of stuff and not realize how damaging it is for your business, or how it's holding you back or straying you away from from what you wanted to do, from what your goals are. And and a vision is about what is it that you want to accomplish, right? It's like what is your big goal? It's not just your big goal for a year. It's your big goal for a lifetime. What is that? Or maybe not necessarily a lifetime. How about thinking like 10 years out, right? What is your big vision 10 years from now? What is it that you want to do, right? And what is your, what is the reason why you must do that, all right? So let's say 10 to 30 year goal, all right? And you have to know this, because if you don't know this, then you're gonna be running the rat race. You're gonna just be chasing your tails day after day and don't get nearly as productive as you should be. All right, and then also too, without this vision, your business can run your life when it's not supposed to be that way. You're supposed to run your business. Okay, you don't want your business or your job to run you. You know, you want to run it, and you want to design your whole life around this vision. All right, I mean, you know, one of my really big reasons why is my family and the amount of time that I want to spend with them. And my big vision is to train entrepreneur real estate investors to have their own business, so that way they too can have the freedom and the time with their family that I enjoy with my family. And so it's my big reason why, it's my big reason why I do the kind of things I do, the reason why I run my business the way I run my business, with virtual assistants, with teams, with people helping me in my business, so that way I'm not the one that's doing everything. Okay, because spending a lot of time with my family is a really, really big reason why for me. It's like it's the number one reason over anything else. I'm fortunate that that I have the luxury to be able to spend this much time with my family and still live a very comfortable life. However, even if I was not making a lot of money, even if I didn't have a lot of money, I would still focus more on spending time with my family over the money. Okay, and so you gotta figure out what is it that you want to do in your life, and what is your really big reason why. What is the one thing that gets you up in the morning, excited about getting up at 5 a.m., and if you're not a morning person, that's okay. You don't have to get up at 5. But, what is it that gets you going every single day beyond just the money itself? Because I can tell you this, all right? After you make so much money, making more money, it has no meaning, all right? So what if it's another $10,000, $100,000, right? So what? Money has its limit, because after you are able to buy the things you want to buy, money is not going to make you happy, right? Money allows you to do a lot of things that other people can't do. There's no doubt about it. But that's not the source where you're going to get your happiness. I'll tell you this: I'm a whole lot more happy having Tyler, wake up in the morning, come to me, hug me, and says, can I give you a kiss? I love you, Daddy. Or coming home from school, hugging me and telling me he loves me. I get way more joy out of that than making $1 million. Okay, and so money can only take you so far. Now, in the beginning, when I haven't achieved that success, I used to think money was like everything. My goal was that I'm gonna make, I'm gonna become a millionaire. I'm gonna make $1 million a year, and that was my goal. That was my goal, and I worked really hard to get there. I mean, I was working, 60, 70 hours a week. I was, there are plenty of nights where I was up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning working, because I wanted to get there. I wanted to achieve that financial freedom. And, and then what happens was, when I got there, it's like, okay, so now what's next, like what, yes, I can set another goal and make $10 million a year or $100 million a year, but then so what? Why am I working so hard? Why am I working so hard to make more money, and not having enough time with with my wife, with my kid, and so having, things really started to come together for me when I had Tyler. Like, that's when the light bulb really came on for me that, money is not everything. Money, doesn't bring you the joy that you bring, that you get when you have your first baby. I mean, it's like, that's just, having Tyler was the turning point of my life. And and having him is what made me get really serious about redesigning my business, systemizing my business, creating a business system that would allow me to work from home, to spend as much time with my family as possible. And so, since Austin was born, so when Tyler was born was when I started to get to make that as a priority, and a strong reason why. And when Austin was born is when I totally quit the office, and that was a little bit over 2 years ago, and I've just been at home since then. And so today I want you to really think about this. All right, what is your big goal 10 to 30 years from now? What is it that you want to accomplish? And if it's money, so be it. Let it be money, okay? Because whatever that amount of money you want to make, chances are when you get there, you're going to realize it's not a big thing, all right? And if you really look at the lifestyle that's going to make you happy, it doesn't require a lot of money. I tell you what, Tyler enjoys going to the park here in my neighborhood, which is free. He enjoys going to the park more so than when I take him to when I take him to like out of town and go to the safari ride or the zoo or maybe Legoland. He enjoys the park a whole lot more than a lot of places that cost us money to get in. Okay, and so there's a lot of things that if you really think about it and write it down that you like to do, they don't require a lot of money. Right? You don't need to take a 2-month vacation to the Philippines to be happy. I can tell you that much. Okay, you don't need that. And even if you did want that, it doesn't cost a whole lot of money to have such a trip. All right, so I think I spent like maybe 20 grand or so, 25 grand in 2 months, and and that's for my whole family. And if you think about it, $20,000 is not a whole lot of money. It's not a whole lot of money to be able to allow my family to enjoy our time in the Philippines and in Singapore for 2 months. Okay, and so I don't need $1 million to enjoy that time with my family. Okay, I don't need $1 million to go to the park. Right? It's great to have it, of course, but it's definitely not what you need to do. For most people, having $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000 a year would way more than allow them to live a very, very comfortable lifestyle. Okay, and so really think about it. Your 10 to 30 year goal. What is it that you want? What is it? Who is it that you want to become? What is it that you want to do? And what's your big reason why? This is the most important part of today's lesson, and it's the most important part of your life. Because if you don't have this strong, big reason why, nothing else is going to work for you. I mean, just nothing else. Because when you have this strong, big reason why, you're going to do whatever it takes to get there. Okay? I mean, when I first started, I didn't care if I'm the one out there doing landscaping. I didn't care if I have to work till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't care if I was the one that has to clean the windows. You know, I was, when I first started in real estate investing, I was door knocking 20 to 30 houses every single day. I was door knocking on the pre-foreclosure list. Whether it was raining or shine, it didn't matter. I had to do it. I had to make it work. You know, and that's what you need in order. You know, that's what you need in order for in order for you to prioritize what you need to do for with your life and do it. Okay. Now, at that time when I first started, my vision was different then than it is now. All right. My vision back then was I wanted to make so much money that generations after me can live off of the money that I've made in my lifetime. That was my, you know, that was my big vision back then. It's no longer that way. You know, it's no longer that way. My vision now for my family is not to, you know, is not to give them monetary, give them money that's going to last them for generations, but give them wisdom that's going to last them for generations. Give them the knowledge that's going to last them for generations. You know, I've started to teach Tyler how to have his own lemonade stand, how to sell lemonade, how to sell cupcakes, how to make his own money already. And, you know, and I mean, he already made $175 in his business, and he's only 5 years old this year. He made his first $100 at age 3. Okay, and so, you know, so that's the kind of thing I want to leave to my kids and generations after me. If any of you guys have a vision you want to share, you're more than welcome to share that. Okay, and so, you know, don't leave today's webinar without writing this down. Okay. Now, next, after you have your vision, is you got to put together a plan of attack. All right. How are you going to carry out this vision? What are you going to do to get to where you want? Okay. One of the books that I highly recommend you to get. It's called the Rockefeller Habits. Okay, the Rockefeller Habits. Basically, John D. Rockefeller, and this book is sort of about the habits that he has. And the author is called Vern Harnish. You can buy it from Amazon. But the chapter that I want you to pay attention to the most in that book is chapter 4, which is the one-page strategic plan. And you can go to this website here. I don't know if you can see it, gazelles.com. Go to this. Let me try to go there so I can walk you through it. Okay. Go to gazelles.com right here, GAZELLES.com, and click on store. I think it's store. Oh no, click on I want to. Click on I want to, or highlight on I want to, and click on download forms. Okay. And go ahead and download this. It says download all listed Rockefeller Habits document. There's a zip file that contains. It's a zip file that contains all of the forms. Okay, so download that. Okay. And the document that I want you to open up and work on is this Excel file called the one-page strategic plan. Now, if you have the book, as you go through this, it would be really good for you. Okay, so that way, it teaches you how to fill out this form, but on the back of, on the like this Excel file has 3 different sheets. So so the second sheet here has the checklist, and there's also one that has the definition, so you can read that. Okay, I'm not going to go through this plan today because we won't have time to go through it. But this is something you need to do, and this is something you need to make a priority to do. Okay, and so make sure you do this. Do this as soon as you can, and do it today. Why wait, right? Just do it. Okay. 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 So write this down. And Julio, I'm going to unmute you later on. Okay, and you can share with everybody what you did and stuff like that. All right. One of your colleagues here on the line, Julio, has he emailed me. He emailed me his goals, and and I mean that was basically the some of the information he was sharing with me was what made me decided to teach this class to you guys, so that way you all can go and do this. Okay. And Julio is probably gonna have some resources to share with you as well. So, all right. So download this form and work on this. All right. Now, some of these things like market caps and stuff, just cross that out. It's not applicable to you. All right. But whatever is applicable to your business, then you can put it in. So you can ignore some of these things. These things are just here as a guideline for you. All right, you don't need to follow it like 100% to the T. Okay, but they are good guidelines for you. All right, and let me get back here. Okay, and you have to have this plan, and you have to set these goals. And without setting these goals and getting and prioritizing, you're going to get distracted. Okay, writing down goals and writing down a plan is not as much about doing exactly as planned. It's more about having clear thoughts on what you're supposed to do, so that way when you get distracted, you have something to come back to. Okay, you have something to come back to, and refocus yourself and do it. All right, that's what having a plan does for you. It's like, I mean, imagine if you go on a vacation without a plan, right? You're not how are you going to know that you're supposed to buy your tickets, that you're supposed to buy your cruise, that you're supposed to book your hotel, that you're supposed to do all of those things? You're like, oh, what are you going to do when you get there, all right? And so it's amazing how a lot of us, a lot of people run their business without a plan, but yet for their vacations they have it all planned out, all roadmap, exactly what they want to do, where they want to eat. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Like whenever we go somewhere, my wife has everything planned out. Down to the type of food she wants to try. I mean, she has everything planned out. And if we take that to our business and plan all of those things in our business, then that would be awesome. We don't have to stick to our plan 100% because because when we're out there doing things, things gonna change, right? The weather might change, the market might change, whatever circumstances going to throw at us. However, if we know what we want, if we know what the end goal is that we're trying to achieve, then it's very easy for us to get back on focus and get back focused and get back on track. Okay, which brings me to the next thing. It's about focus, and the best way to help you focus, especially in business. So this is more specific to time management for your business than anything else. Is that you have to know how much your time is worth. Okay, you have to know how much your time is worth, and what you need to do is buy yourself a clock. Okay, buy yourself a clock, like one of those big, desk clock. Okay, and you need to write down how much your time is worth per minute. Okay, you can write down how much your time is worth per hour if you want to, but I would put it down to even per minute. So let's say your goal is to make, I'm just gonna, let me see here. I'm gonna get a calculator. Oops. I think I have too much stuff open or something. My computer's like running kind of slow. All right. Now, I'm just going to assume, all right, I don't know if this is true. Let's say your goal is to make $1 million a year, okay? My computer's not responding for me. Something is like slowing it down. Okay. All right, so that's 100,000. Let's assume your goal is to make $1 million a year. All right. And well, you know what? For most of you, maybe that's just too out of reach. All right. So I'm going to use a smaller number so that way it's more believable for yourself. And once you achieve the 100,000, then you can always increase it to $1 million. All right. But if you've never made $100,000 a year before, your chances of knowing how to make $1 million is going to be extremely slim. However, if you have made $100,000 before, then it's easier and it's more believable for yourself to make $1 million, and so you'll be able to achieve it much easier. So we're just going to set a small goal for now. For those of you who haven't known how to make $100,000 on your own yet. Now, if you're doing that at work, that's a different story. But on your own, okay. So let's say 100,000, and let's say you're willing to work. Let's say you're willing to work full time, right? And it's oops. All right. Divided by, let's say you're going to work 50 weeks out of a year, so you're going to take 2 weeks vacation, okay? And then let's assume you're going to work for 20 hours a week. Right? I guess you're not doing it full time. I can do 20 hours. A lot of you have full-time jobs, so I'm just going to say you're going to do this for 20 hours a week. Okay? Divided by 20 hours in a week. Okay? So that's about $40 an hour. Okay? So $40 an hour. Okay. And of course, I mean, if you're going to work 40 hours a week, then that would be $20 an hour, right? So the more hours you put in, then the less. Don't run these numbers. However, that's going to fit you and your lifestyle and your business. All right. The less the less hour you spend, that means the more dollar per hour you have to make. And the more hour you're willing to spend, the less dollar per hour that you're going to, that you have to make. And just set something that's realistic to you. Okay. Okay. So I'm assuming it's going to be 40 hours per hour, $40 per hour, and that's about 67 cents per minute. 67 cents per minute. And so what I want you to do is I want you to put this, when you buy a clock, I want you to write this down, all right? If your calculation comes out to be 67 cents a minute, or whatever that thing is, or whatever that is, I want you to put it on that clock. And so what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to that clock every hour and reflect back how much of that hour or that minutes that you wasted on not, and take that. So let's say in an hour you wasted 30 minutes. That means that in that hour you wasted about $20, right? That means that you just threw away in the trash $20, okay? And or maybe in that hour you were productive, you were doing things, but you got to really question the things that you were doing. Were they worth $40 an hour? If the things that you were doing was not worth $40 an hour, then you got to figure out a better way. Should you outsource it to a virtual assistant? Should you outsource it to a bird dog? Should you outsource it to somebody, and be willing to pay for it? Or you're just going to do it now, but keep in mind it's a short-term thing, okay? And so you have to know what your time is worth, all right? How much are you worth an hour? So that way you're constantly, every hour of the day that you spend working, you're paying attention to this and remind yourself that, hey, I'm wasting my money. Right? I'm wasting my time, and my time is worth X amount dollars per hour, okay, and I'm wasting it. Now, if you're not working and it's your downtime where, like for me, right, there are plenty of time during the day where that time is for my family, then it doesn't matter what I do in that time with my family. I don't calculate how much that costs me per hour. That's crazy, all right? That's different. That's downtime. But during the time that I'm actually working, okay, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, and this is the reason why I outsource so much things, including reading my emails, okay? It's because I don't want to be doing things that's producing less than than what my time is worth, because I'd rather take that time and go play with Austin than sitting here and doing it and working for less than what I'm worth. All right. And so so write down what is your time worth. Okay. Okay. Now, I hope you guys are actually doing this as we're going along, okay? I hope you're not just like passively listening and really writing this down and doing it. Even if you're just doing a little bit of it, do it right now. Don't passively listen. I mean, just do it. If you don't do it now, as I'm encouraging you and teaching you to do it, you're not going to do it on your own. Okay, so do it now as we're going through this. Now, the next part the next part that will help you focus better is to organize, right? To have, as minimal, this is what I learned from Dave Crenshaw too, is to have to minimize your gathering points. And gathering points is basically the places that you go to get the information that you need to do your work, such as your mailbox, right? If you have mail coming in for your business, your desk, your drawers, your filing cabinets, your email, your iPhone or BlackBerry, if you have one of those. Any places that comes in for you that has information comes in from your business, you want to minimize it as much as possible. Try to have no more than 6 gathering points. Right? That means that your phone, your email, your inbox, maybe 1 filing cabinet or 2 filing cabinets or drawers. Right? Don't have it all over the place, like on your desk, on the floor, on the bookshelf, in your closet, down in your garage. And then your wife or your spouse has some of it. You have just all over the place. You don't want that. You want to minimize as much as you can, because each time that you have to go to that place to get the stuff, it's costing you time. And remember, your time is worth money. Okay, and so so you want to minimize the places that you have to gather information, right? And so that way you can be organized. Organization is something that I'm really weak in, and I have to admit that. Sometimes I just hate organizing. So what I do is this. Number one, I outsource as much to my virtual assistants as possible, so I don't have to do it. But I still have things that comes in physically. So I have an assistant that comes to my house and work out of my house every Monday. Okay, every Monday, my assistant here in the U.S. comes to my house and work. And when she comes, she brings me the mail. She puts them in my inbox. She takes the things that from my outbox for her to work on. She takes that, okay. And if there's if there's anything on my desk, she'll sort it. It'll either go to her or go to me, right? Anything that's not physical, all go to my VAs, right? So so I kind of cheated with organization by just not doing it myself, just hiring an assistant to do it for me, which forces the issue. And sometimes you're going to have to do that. Life isn't about doing everything yourself. Okay? Life isn't about doing everything yourself. Life is about just getting things done, having priorities and getting things done. So I don't care how you get it done. I don't care. I don't care if I don't care if you get it done because you did it yourself. I don't care if you got it done because your spouse did it for you. I don't care if you get it done because your VA did it for you, or your assistant, or your bird dog, or your agent. It doesn't matter, right? But just getting it done, okay? And if it's something that you have a hard time getting done, be willing to pay people to get it done for you. Be willing to pay people to get it done, so that way you can focus your time, right, on what you do best. That's going to produce the most money for your company. Okay. And if you're not in the position where you can pay people to get it done, then suck it up and do it. All right. Stop making excuses. Suck it up and do it, and just remind yourself that this is short term. Right? I'm getting this stuff done now, so that way I can make money, make enough money, and hire who I need to hire to get these things done. So that way I can take my business to the next level by working on my business and not in my business. That's why I don't do things in my business anymore. I'm not the one making calls to sellers. I'm not the one putting properties on the internet and advertising them for sale. I'm not the one to do any of that stuff. I'm the one that was working on my business. But I'm here now, okay? I'm here now because I have sown my seeds. I have put in all of the hard work in the beginning when I could not afford to hire anybody to money coming in. And so I did everything, I did everything there is to do so that way I can make money. And as soon as I made money, I started hiring people so that way they can do the things that I didn't like to do. They can do the things that I didn't want to do. Okay? But I only did that after I worked my ass off to make the money to be able to afford to hire them. All right? To be able so get organized. If you can hire a VA, if you can hire an assistant to help you now, great. If you can't, suck it up and do it yourself. All right. And hiring other people to help you in your business to do some of these things for you, it's especially useful for those of you who are still working a full-time job and you're doing this part-time. If you can just hire somebody to for less than what you are doing, you can even outsource some of your work stuff to them. Some of the stuff that you're doing at work right now, you probably can even outsource to a virtual assistant to do for a lot less. So that way it frees up your time to do your real estate business. All right, or you can outsource some of the some of the stuff within the real estate business, so it frees up your time on other on other aspects of the business. Okay, and it's very, very critical that you take action. Okay, whether it's big or small, you have to take action every single hour, every single day, every single week toward your goals. Take actions that's going to move you toward your goals. Remember, when you're taking action, do one thing at a time. Don't multitask. Don't switch tasks. Just do one thing at a time. Find out what is the most important thing that you have to do for the day. What is the one most important thing that you have to do for the day? Do that, and once you're done with that, then you can do whatever else you want to do. All right? So in the beginning, when you first start out, just aim for one thing. Just one thing that you have to do every single day, and do that. All right? Totally focus on that. Now, once you get better with this, you can set 3 things to do for the days, 5 things to do for the day. Never ever set more than 5 things you have to do for the day. All right? Never ever do that. Most of the time, I only have one thing that is my main goal for the day that I need to get done. Okay, and so when you have only one thing to do for the day, you're going to figure out what is that one thing that's going to produce the most amount of money for your business, and you do that. So every single day, you're just going to do that one thing. Okay. And outsource the rest, or if the rest are not important enough, or you can delay to do other things once you're done with that one thing that you must do every single day for your business that's going to move you closer to your goals. Okay? All right, and the thing about taking action action is this. All right, the thing about taking action is very critical. Is because when you're taking action, all right, when you're taking action, what you're doing is that you communicate to your brain that, hey, I am committed to this, all right? And that act of taking action, with your body moving, your hand moving, it transmits that to your brain and says, hey, I need to get this working. And then your brain is going to transfer back the energy that you need, the ideas that you need to get it going. All right. I mean, if you think about it, like if you don't take action to move your finger, all right, your brain is not going to activate your brain to move that muscle, to move that finger. All right. You actually have to take action to activate that part of your brain to do something with that muscle. All right. And so taking action in your business is the exact same way. You got to do something, take action, and then your brain's going to say, oh, he's serious about it or she's serious about it, and he or she needs this other muscle group and needs other energy, and so I'm going to produce it to them. Right? Your brain, doesn't know any better, and so it only gives back what you want, what you want to get out of it. And so it's just like a computer, right? I mean, a computer is just going to sit there idle until you open up something, until you do something with that, all right? But you actually have to do it. You actually have to take action for it to activate that. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there idle, all right? And the more that you do, the more your brain's going to run, the more your computer's going to run, okay? And so the more action that you take, the more results you're going to get. The more results you get, the more confidence you're going to gain. The more confidence that you gain, the more certainty you're going to feel toward taking that action. Therefore, it's going to encourage you. It's going to push you. It's going to drive you to take more action, to get more results, to feel more confident, to feel better, to drive you more to take more action. All right, that's the wheel of success. But that same wheel applies to failures. When you don't take enough action, you're going to get minimal results. When you have minimal results, it's going to lower your self-esteem. When it lowers your self-esteem, it's going to you're going to lose your drive. When you lose your drive, you're going to take less action. When you take less action, you're going to get less result. It's going to lower your self-esteem some more. You see how this works, all right? So it can work for you or it can work against you. And it's highly, highly dependent on how much action that you take, all right? Because the amount of action that you take is going to get you, results. And the result's going to drive your confidence. Your confidence is going to give you more drive to take more action. Okay? So, so make sure you take action. And like I said, if you want more results, take one action. Do one thing at a time. So that way you're more focused. You get better results, faster results, which boosts up your confidence and drive you along further, okay? And every hour, reflect back, not just hour, but, every hour, at the end of every day, at the end of every week, at the end of every month, at the end of every year, reflect back on what you have done, okay? Reflect back on what you have done, and and realign yourself with what you need to do to move closer to your goals. Okay, So break your goals down to, break your goal from yearly to monthly to weekly to daily, right? And so that way at the beginning of every single day. So I'll give you an example. One of your colleagues here, Kevin, his goal is to make $60,000 this year, working 20 hours a week. So that's about let me see. Let me multiply real quick here, or divide 60,000. All right, divided by 50, divided by 20. All right, that's about $60 an hour. All right, or how much was it per day? I forgot. Times 4. That's $240 a day. All right. So if you were Kevin, or you would every day you set this a goal to make $240, and so you're going to concentrate on activities that's going to get you that $240. Now you might not get $240 every day because a deal is more than $240. However, let's say it takes you, a week to do the deal or a month to do the deal, right? So let's assume it's $240, and let's say if you work 5 days, that's $1,200, all right? So let's say, so based on this, all right, based on this, and you said, look, I want to get paid every week, okay? So based on this goal, all I have to do is make $1,200 a week. You know how easy it is to do a bird dog deal and make $1,200 a deal? If the deal is much harder when you're trying to make $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 on a deal. But if all you're trying to do is make $1,200 on a deal, it's very easy to do. Heck, you can go out there, find a landlord that wants to rent their house, and find them a tenant. They'll pay you $1,200 just to find them a tenant, right? So you don't even have to buy or sell a house to make $1,200 a week, okay? Now, if you say, well, I don't care to get paid every week, I'm okay with getting paid, every 2 weeks or every month, all right? So let's say, let's say there's 4 weeks in a month, all right? So that's $4,800. So that means that Kevin only needs to do one deal that makes him $4,800 a month, or 4 little deals that makes him $1,200 a week. Okay, he would be able to meet his goal. And this goal is as realistic, as real as it can get. And it's okay to have a realistic goal, because once you achieve your realistic goal, it's going to give you more confidence to go out there and set bigger goals and make more money. All right, and I'll share this with you. I can't even remember a day that goes by that I don't make at least $5,000 anymore. Okay, and I'm in a very different place now than where you are, and I'm not saying this, I'm not sharing this to brag with you, but or to impress you, but to impress upon you that it's okay that you have a small goal now, a realistic goal, to gain that confidence, okay? Because once you gain that confidence, you can set much bigger goals and you'll be able to achieve them, okay? You'll be able to set much bigger goals and be able to achieve them. And so, so every day, every hour reflects back. Here's what I did to remind me. What I did was I bought a kitchen timer, and you can buy any kitchen timer. or it doesn't have to be a kitchen timer per se. Just anything with a 1 hour alarm clock. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can turn on my webcam to show this to you, but it might be a little bit dark. Okay, let me show this to you. Hello. All right, so I have this little kitchen timer. All right, and so if you can see it here, it has 0 to 60 minutes. So what I do is I turn it to 60 minutes. So at the end of 60 minutes, what's going to do is it's going to make an alarm like that. All right, and what that does for me, okay, is that it reminds me to take a short break and reflect back on what I did for that hour. Okay, it reminds me to take a short break and reflect back on what I did for that hour. Okay, and so either go yourself, go get yourself a kitchen timer or a clock that has a countdown. All right, so that way every hour it's reminding you. All right, and this is something that I started to do with my virtual assistants too now, where I have all of my virtual assistants are on Skype with me, right? And I have a Skype group that what they do is at the beginning of every day, they're supposed to type in what their goals are for the day, and then on the hour, every hour, they take a minute to write down what they did the past hour and what their goals are for the next hour. Okay, and so this allows me to see really well of what is going on, what they are doing, if they're on track with my overall goals or not, or if they're doing something redundant that someone else is also doing. It allows me it allows them to really focus in on what they are doing and what is important for them to do, and it allows me as the manager to look at that and better help them and guide them. All right, that's about working on your business. You see, you have other people doing stuff, and you're just monitoring. You're monitoring the key things that will help your team, that will help your business to the next level. Okay, and let me see here. Judith mentioned something really cool. So she, I asked you guys to do these things along with me as I'm going to do this webinar, and she said, it's not working because when she's listening and she's writing down these things, she's multitasking, right, or she's switch tasking. And so she missed some of the things that I say. That is true. However, Judith, it's okay if you miss some of what I say. You can go back and listen to it again. Okay, you can go back and listen to it again. Now, there are times when it's okay that you multitask, because that is not considered as switch tasking. But it's more like a background tasking where, let's say you're driving and you're listening to the radio, right? You're doing two things at the same time. You're driving and you're listening to the radio. But you're not switch tasking because, your driving had pretty much became sort of autopilot, okay? But for the sake of today's webinar, and you're taking notes and you're writing down what I said and stuff, it's okay that you're doing this. because you can always go back and listen to to this webinar over and over and over again. Okay. All right. Okay. Some of the self-monitoring tool that you can use that will tell you, that you can install on your computer, that will tell you what applications that you use on your computer, what websites that you've been going to, and how many minutes you're on those websites, how many minutes you're on this application. Go to this website called timecamp.com and sign up for the personal account, which is free, right? For the personal one-user account is free. For the business, it's $8 per month per user. But for all of you to start out, just use the personal one. Install it on your computer. Okay, install it on your computer, and and what it does is that every day it's going to give you a report. Okay, it's going to give you a report. Let's see here, of how much time you spent. Okay, how much time you spent on what applications, what software, how much time you spent on what websites. Okay, so that way you can better track your performance. You can even see, you can see trends. You can see your productivity. Okay, and so this will help you, okay, realize, and eliminate the time killers. Okay, and get more focus and get more things done. This tool here is an amazing time management productivity tool. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. So use it, okay? Sign up for an account today. Like I said, it's free. So click on sign up for free, okay? And then it try to upsell you right here, 30-day free trial for your business. But if you look down here, it says we also offer a free plan for individuals. Click on that. That's the account that you want, okay, that free account. You guys see this? I'll zoom this. Let's see if I can zoom this up some. There we go. All right. Can you see this right here? Free plan, all right? Sign up for that, okay? That's the one you want, okay? And so sign up for that today and install it on your computer so that way it can monitor you, okay, and what you do. In my office, I installed for business I installed a different software called Work Examiner, and you can go to workexaminer.com to check it out. It does similar thing to what TimeCamp does. It's just it's less expensive than TimeCamp for business when you have more users. On top of giving you the reports and the statistics of what websites your employees use and what applications they use, it also does the screenshots of their computer screen every minute or so, so that way you can use that to help your staff, help your assistant, help your virtual assistants to be more aware of how they are using their time, so that way they can produce more for you. Because when they produce more for you, it's going to make you more money, and when it makes you more money, you'll be able to afford to pay them. You'll be able to afford to pay them, and you'll be able to afford to reinvest back in your business, so that way they can work for you much longer, than companies who don't make money and go belly up, go bankrupt or whatever, and then they lose their job. Okay, so the more productive they are, the more of a job security that they are going to have with you. And so you explain it to them, and work with them. it's a win-win for everybody. So what I'm going to do next, do you guys have any questions so far regarding this before I unmute Julio and let him share with you some of the things that he's doing? Judith asked, what about if we leave Windows open on our desktop screen, switch back and forth between apps throughout the day? Does it assume we're not attending to an app if its window is not topmost on our screen? How smart is it? Oh, it just checked the processes, Judith. So whatever application you have running is the one that tells you that that's what you have running. It doesn't know which one you're actively working on or not actively working on. Okay, so it's smart enough. Okay. Judith said, I have a bunch of apps running all day. Well, you should not have a bunch of apps running all day, Judith. Try to limit down on what you have open. Okay. What I do, I have 2 laptops, and I have one laptop that the only app I have on there is my mind map app right here that you see, which allows me to generate ideas for the business, allows me to use it to brainstorm. If I have a problem I'm trying to solve, and on this computer, I don't normally go on the internet unless it's for research purposes. I don't normally do other things on this computer, with the exception of these webinars, so I can show you my software here. And then I have a different computer that I use to do things like my email and my chat and doing other kind of work on. Okay, and so if you're the person who gets distracted with emails and instant messaging and stuff like that, don't leave it open all the time. Just close it out. There's really, there's not a lot of reasons why you need a lot of software open at a time. Okay, so minimize. That's part of focus. Is minimize what you have open. Okay, so that way you can better focus on one thing at a time. Okay, which file from the Rockefeller Habits? Let me see if I can get back to their website. I think it was the download that zip file, that very first download. Once you unzip it, the file that I'm working on is this Excel file called one-page strategic plan.xls. Okay, but download the zip file first. Okay. Let me see. Julio is a fellow coaching student with you guys right now. So let me unmute you, Julio. Julio, you there?
Yes.
I am going to make you a presenter, so I'm going to switch the presenter mode over to you. Would you mind sharing with them the goals that you wrote down that you sent me, or something that you'd like to share with them?
Of course.
Okay, so do you have it open? Because once I switch and make you the presenter and you share your screen, they're going to be able to see your screen. So if you have something that you don't want them to see, you might want to close it down now.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so I'm going to make you a presenter. And Julio, say hi to everybody real quick and tell them where you're from and stuff like that. Give them a little bit about your background.
I am originally from Peru, and I came to Canada almost 15 years ago. Now I am a single divorced parent. I have 4 children, 3 of them living in Canada with the mother, 1 is still in Peru. And And now I just full-time real estate investor trying to accomplish my goals. And I think we are blessed to have a coaching and mentor like you because we are learning a lot. And I'm totally sure that I'm going to accomplish my written goals for this year and for my next 5 to 10 years.
Good. So what are you going to what are you going to share with them first? And I know you have a couple things. One is that goal that you sent me, and then the other one is that ebook that you wanted to share. So
Well, what I can share is probably I didn't tell you everything, but regarding my goals, I have, like you said, daily goals, weekly goals, and my monthly year goals, and for my 10 and 20 years goal. And as you said, for me, the most important is trying to spend much more time with my kids, with my 4 kids, my family members. And one of the things I really miss is to gather all my family members from here in Canada, my kids, and my family from Peru that I want to sponsor my sister and my niece and my other nephews in the next 3 years. So what I do every day is, well, I wrote down like in a little small paper all my goals. I make my self-declaration every day, in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, and one of the things I'm totally committed to to make close my first deal at the end of this month, and then increasing in 2 deals and for October the 30th this year. And one of the things like is helping me a little bit more is implementing the advice you gave everybody, trying to set up an hourly schedule every day. So I wrote down, I put in like an Excel, what should I do, how many phone calls should I do to call, let's say, motivated sellers, to email landlords, to email buyers, to email tenants in order to create my buyer list. But I put in an Excel sheet. So I put this one in front of my laptop. I put this in a little paper in my wallet.
it seems like hold on real quick. Seems like your computer's hanging or something. So what
Yes,
I'm going to do is I'm going to take the screen back so I can share them. I have your goal sheet open up.
Yes.
So that way I can share with them, okay? And you can talk through it. Yeah. All right. So this is what Julio sent me, and you know, and you know, he's the one that made me realize that I need to teach you guys this time management class, and yeah, so you know, because a lot of you guys are probably needing this, and so make sure you thank him for that. All right, so basically this is your goal, and you're doing this full time. So your goal is to call. Let me see here. 30 motivated sellers, 10 wholesalers, 10 private sellers, and emailed 100 motivated sellers a day. And emailed 100 buyers a day as well. Okay, that's good. Follow up 20 a day, and follow up 20 sellers a day, and follow up 5 buyers a day, and getting 1 flex option sign a day. That's good. Okay. And so you have your goals for the day, and then you have the goal for the week, and the goal for a month. And okay. Let me see here. You're going to turn 25% of your flex option deals into cash. So that's good. Yeah. This is definitely a good starting ground to keep you focused. You know, to keep you focused, and and I know your reason why. You know, your reason why is very similar to mine with your kids, and you have beautiful kids too.
Thank you.
You know, and so that's I mean, you know, family is just one of those awesome gifts that we get, and you know, they help us. You know, they help us form our decisions and many things that we do in life and make our life meaningful. So, yeah, if family is one of your big reasons why, then that's great. You know, it's a really powerful reason why. Let me see here. John asked, "Are you doing this full time?" And the answer is yeah. Julio is doing this full time. Can you share with them real quick? You know, what made you? You know, what made you decided to sit down and set these goals and you know, rather than, because a lot of people just you know, just don't take that priority, don't take that time to plan it. You know, what made you decided to do it? What made you feel like you had to do it? And what, you know, what gave you the drive to actually get it done?
Well, what I can say, for me, the big reason is to get more time with my children. So the only way I can get certain money at the beginning is trying to make a commitment with myself. So therefore, setting goal is like give me a way how to go every day, a way how to do every week, a way how to do every month. So every time I put these goals in my laptop, I need to do that because I put at the same time the picture of my kids. So I symbolize at the same time if I now I won't be able to accomplish this result if I don't do this. So I don't have any excuses. So my goals give me the track, give me the lead how to do that. And it depends on everybody's reason why you want to accomplish this.
Right. Good. Okay. Um, you had an ebook that you wanted to share. What is the ebook about?
Oh, the ebook I got it for as a copy from the Mastering the Rockefeller Habits. It's almost done. I already read it, and then I got a copy as well from the 4-hour week for everybody. I can give it to you. You can send everybody, or
Oh,
you can
so
give it my email.
okay. So you have the Mastering the Rockefeller Habits in a ebook format, in a PDF format.
Yes, as a ebook, a PDF. That's right.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Um, okay. I guess that's okay. You can email it to me, and
Yeah.
I'll email that to this group.
I have the other book as well, the 4-hour week,
Mhm.
the 4-hour work week.
Okay.
Yeah, from I think it's Timothy Ferris. I think so.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you can email me both of that, and I'll email it out. The 4-hour work week is also another awesome book. You know, talks a lot about you know, designing your business around your lifestyle, which is something I do a lot of. And you know, it's not necessarily that you know that you have to work 4 hours a week, or you don't work 4 hours a week. The point being is that the purpose of the book is that, look, work as many hours as you want, so that way you can have the other time, the other time to enjoy the things you want out of life. And the author of that book actually doesn't make a whole lot of money. He's not about making a lot of money. He's about having the lifestyle that he wants. You know, and so it's a really good book to learn, what is possible, right? And learn about, what virtual assistants can do for you, on top of what I've already taught you, what virtual assistants can do for you. But it's definitely a good book. So definitely check it out. Okay. Okay. Let me see here. Ron asked, does Julio already have VAs? Do you have any VAs yet, Julio?
Not right now, but what I'm doing is just coaching or teaching a young guy. He's in the university. He's helping me to sending some emails or making some phone calls or
Good.
qualifying me some leads.
Right.
That helped me a lot.
Right. Yeah, keep in mind, what you're doing is great. What you're doing is called interns, right? Having interns. And whether you hire a VA or having an intern or having a bird dog to help you in your business to do some of this work, that's all good. You can do any one of those things, okay? So like here on your goals where you have working with VAs, you can easily put a parentheses or interns, which is what you're doing, so that's good. Okay. Okay, RC want to hook up with you, so if any of these people want to hook up with you, is it okay if I give them your email address, Julio?
Of course, thing.
Okay, cool. So Josham, please give RC Julio's email. Okay, let me see here. Judith asked if you have your own website for the real estate investing business.
I'm using your both the seller and the buyer.
Good. Okay.
Like the land page we use everybody, right?
Right. Okay. So the website he's using is the one that all of you guys have access to. The landing pages. How important is that to your business?
It's important.
Having a website is very important to your business. It'll make your business a lot easier. However, it's not required that you have a website to be able to do deals. Right? I want to make sure you have a clear distinction of that. Okay. When I first started, for the first 2 years that I was in the business, I didn't have a website. Okay, and I did plenty of deals, and so it's not required that you have your own website to do deals. However, when you do have a website to generate leads, to store leads, so you can manage your leads. It's extremely helpful for you and your team, but it's definitely not required. You can take action. You can go out there and do deals without it. All right, Julio. Well, thank you so much, buddy.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, for sharing those. So, awesome. I'm going to mute you out now, and good having you on this call, and we'll talk to you more next time. So I'm going to mute you now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. Okay. Okay. Well, let me. Yeah. So that's all we have for today. Okay. I really enjoyed it today. I hope you had enjoyed it too. And so, go out there, do the stuff that we talked about today. Write down your vision, write down your goals, write down your plan. Go buy yourself that big clock, or if you already have a clock at home to use, write down what your time is worth each minute and what your time is worth each hour, so that way every hour you can reflect back on it, and every time you catch yourself wasting it, even if it's for a minute, remember you're throwing money away. Right? You're not doing things to generate money for your business. You're throwing it away. Either go online and download one of the online timer, or go to like Walmart or Target, get yourself one of these kitchen timer. Okay, really really easy to use, totally not technology at all. Isn't that funny? How I would have something like this and not use a timer on the computer? It's because I don't. Sometimes I don't like computers is because it's too easy to get distracted. With something like this, I can't get distracted. I just turn it on, and then it's gonna beat me, right? And so there's plenty of times when I do my work and I just shut down my computer, or I disconnect my internet so that way I can't get distracted from it. And that's really important, especially when you're making phone calls. And so make sure you implement what I've taught you today. And next week, Stan is going to be teaching, and share with him how much more productive you have gotten because of what we talked about today. Okay, so definitely do that. And all right, everybody, go do your thing. I wish you the best, and talk to you more next time. All right, good night. Bye.